harassing a robot, banning everyone, and getting constantly roasted for being a fat, low-income streamer. You remember when streamers were just like people playing games? Like, you would go on Twitch or YouTube and the top streamers were just people that were good at gaming. I'm not saying it was bad, but it almost feels like personality wasn't even a requirement. Like, the gaming skill came first. That was how you got hooked on watching someone. And from then on, any funny moments or clips that the streamer spawned were basically just a bonus. Like, oh shoot, this streamer T-Bone is cracked and everyone is watching him. He hasn't said anything in 5 hours, but now a clip of him is going viral because he forgot to end his stream. Sure, there were plenty of streamers who thought outside of the box, and some of them did have some pretty crazy reactions, but compared to now, the top streamers were incredibly nonchalant. Look at Tfue. He had the world's eyes on him, and I don't think I ever heard him crack a joke. Alright, I will admit he did slide out of his window a few times, but compared to the current streaming climate, this was very tame. Because ever since IShowSpeed took off, things have drastically changed. The most viral streamers aren't just gamers, they're jesters. Either through being a character, meaning they play an exaggerated version of themselves, or through being a punching bag, with their streams focusing on their own humiliation. Some are an intricate combination of both. The earliest example of what I call a modern day jester is a creator by the name of FlightReacts. Flight is the grandfather of this style of streaming because he was the first one to do it. He was a streamer who wasn't watched for his superior gaming skills or charisma, but rather for his stupidity. Flight's biggest clips and basically the entirety of his presence online has been built on saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. Don't get it twisted though, he doesn't just say dumb things for the sake of being dumb. The creative lengths that Flight will go to confidently misunderstand basic concepts is straight up impressive. I almost want to draw a connection to characters like Homer Simpson because Flight's character is very similar. For instance, in this clip, Flight is watching a Zach King magic trick. Zach King is widely known as a magician who does complex illusions, but even if you don't know him, you probably wouldn't believe that he could really turn an iPad into a book. But when Flight reacted to this magic trick, he looked ridiculously astonished. But the funny part was that he then marveled at how advanced school textbooks have become.
Why wasn't this invented when I was going to school, bro?
Flight's reactions garnered a sizable amount of views. I counted, and at the time of this video, his YouTube channel has 128 videos with over 1 million. And I can't even begin to calculate how much exposure he's gotten from TikTok pages reposting him. While Flight is great at playing a character, he also happens to be one of the best when it comes to hiding that. He rarely, if ever, breaks character, which is really impressive considering how long he's been doing this. The reason why I know that Flight is playing a character is because in this clip, he flat out admitted it.
Sheesh. Oh, was that? I thought that was Donovan Mitchell. Oh, fucking broke character. Gosh. Whatever. That was nice.
Unlike some of the other streamers that we'll be talking about today, being made fun of doesn't really seem to bother Flight at all. Of course, that's purely speculation, but from what I've seen, he doesn't seem too fazed by people laughing at him. Flight's best moments are often complex jokes that he makes up on the spot, and I don't think I've ever seen any stand-up comedians crying when everyone laughs at them. That's generally considered a good thing. So as a comedian himself, I'm guessing that when it comes to being made fun of, Flight doesn't mind. And from what I've seen, his fans never really cross the line. The same can't unfortunately be said for Speed. If Flight walked with playing a character, then IShowSpeed ran.
Alright, okay. Yep, this is...
Starting off as a humble 2K streamer, Speed wasn't always the maniac that people know today. He even started off pretty chill, not having any of the breakdowns or crazy reactions that are a core part of his streams today. However, after a couple videos of him getting mad at 2K went viral, his transformation began. Since clips of him raging got the most attention, he smartly capitalized and played into them. As he exaggerated his mannerisms and reactions, he gradually became a character of himself. He added in barking, talking Ben, and extremely questionable behavior. This brought him massive success, and the best part was he knew how to keep the ball rolling. From his Song World Cup to the robot incident to...
Are you serious right now, bro?
It felt like every week you could expect Speed to pull off a new viral moment. In 2018, you'd be hard-pressed to see a streamer jump scare their viewers, but Speed made it commonplace. When it comes to how much of Speed is a character, it's pretty difficult to draw the line. 99% of the time, you can count on the fact that whatever Speed is doing is a joke and not meant to be taken seriously. However, there have been many times where he's been forced to show his real side due to fans taking stuff too far. I'm purposely being vague about how exactly his fans have crossed the line before, because I don't want to broadcast, talk about, or resurface any of these moments more than they already have been. Many viewers have done things that are very deplorable to Speed, and I'm not going to reward them with any more undeserved attention. However, outside of those more serious issues and situations, most of the speculation surrounding Speed's character is generally on if his chat's toxicity actually gets to him. Because his character is so loud and volatile, his chat often tries to outdo him and is even more unhinged. A lot of them want to be funny and chaotic too, but when there's no one else to aim at, Speed becomes their only target.
I'ma really say what I want to say, man. Would y'all please let my aunt rest in peace, man? I don't care what y'all say about me, man. Whatever y'all say about me, bro. Like, I can say anything about me, bro. My nose, anything, man. But just please get my aunt out of this, man. Please let her rest in peace, man. Please get my aunt out of this, man. Please, dog.
Like anyone, he's a human who understandably has boundaries, and if people start to cross them too much, he won't always be able to easily brush them off. But for as many problems as his character has caused him, you can't deny that his character has also changed his life. He's become a superstar who can travel anywhere, play games for a living, and he even met his hero Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, Jinxy is probably not the first person you would expect for me to connect to Speed, but they're actually more similar than you might think. Unlike Speed, Jinxy is primarily a Rainbow Six Siege streamer, and doesn't do quite as much freeform content. However, what they do have in common is their ability to be consistently deranged. Both of them are infamous for smashing their webcam and screaming like a lunatic, but the difference between the two is that whereas Speed is seen as a ridiculous force of chaos, Jinxy is more like Speed cranked down from 11 to a high 6.
My name is Gustavo, but you can call me Gus. You are done. Do not show your face at the laundry again.
Viewers who watch Jinxy are guaranteed some crazy reactions, but also clever and ironic commentary. Despite only focusing on one game, Jinxy rose to the top and became the most subscribed to streamer in April 2023. He also made my day when he watched a video I made about him and said it was good.
Bro, this video looks good, bro. Are you guys sure?
The reason why Jinxy is a modern day jester is because he plays up his already unique personality and is frequently trolled about both his appearance and unusual tendencies. This coincides with the tables being flipped from how things were back in the Ninja era. Back then, it was usually a streamer who made fun of others, but now only streamers who make fun of themselves can get the most attention. Every time Jinxy peeks at one of his followers' Xbox profiles, there's usually some Photoshop version of him or a questionable screenshot, and his reactions to the trolling only make the clips even funnier. He's clearly secure about his appearance, as he doesn't mind using grotesquely edited photos of himself for his own thumbnails. Jinxy isn't playing a character in the same sense that Speed and Flight are. He's basically 50% acting and 50% being himself. However, another unfortunate similarity he has to Speed is that his fans can also sometimes cross the line and take things too far. Jinxy turns everything he sees into a joke, and viewers are obviously welcome to do the same. The problem arises when they can't sober up and respect obvious boundaries, specifically when it comes to Jinxy's personal relationships. You see, Jinxy had met a streamer by the name of Cassie SMH, and the two had gotten together. Naturally, they would co-stream, and it was a lot of fun. Cassie was really sweet and matched Jinxy's energy perfectly, but then a very small portion of Jinxy's viewers began to harass her. Why would someone do that? Because they probably live in their mother's basement. As Jinxy put it, 95% of his viewers were naturally cool. However, the other 5% acted horribly. They started sending weird and disrespectful messages to her, seemingly just because she was connected to Jinxy. And ultimately, it ended with Cassie miserable about how people were treating her, and Jinxy upset that his own viewers would be so willing to sabotage their relationship. It seems that between both Speed and Jinxy, viewers who have never touched grass taking things too far is a serious problem. Something that I predict might unfortunately happen with the next streamer we talk about. If there's anyone I can point to as an up-and-coming streamer right now, it's Queso. Like the other streamers we've talked about, Queso's success is no doubt a result of him being an easy target, along with him also knowing how to play up his weight with as many jokes as possible. Aside from some notoriety he's gotten for being a good gamer, 9 out of 10 Queso clips involve his weight being made fun of. It's not in the way that you might think, where people are just straight up calling him fat, because that wouldn't really be funny at all. The interesting thing about Queso is that part of his success is due to how creative his community is. Every stream they find extremely creative 4D chess ways to call Queso fat, such as complaining that they can't open their laptops when he's on their screen, or claiming to have hacked into his McDonald's app and found 2 million rewards points. His most famous clip is from someone comparing him to a 1x1 Lego brick.
What do you mean bro's built like a 1x1 Lego piece? What even is a 1x1 Lego piece? Yep, you're banned.
In cases like this, it's not necessarily Queso's weight that makes the insults so funny. While that does contribute to the humor for a lot of people, it's his delivery and reaction that really make the insults gold. Strangely enough, Queso is also made fun of for being poor, which is something I haven't seen be done to someone since those ancient Yo Mama joke videos. On multiple occasions, he's been referred to as a low-income streamer, which is like a new insult floating around. Like, I get flexing, but just calling someone poor, it's crazy. Outside of that though, Queso has also established a reputation of just being a lighthearted and down-to-earth guy. While many other streamers can seem larger than life, Queso comes off as an everyday man who can just take the punches as they roll. The fact that he streams in his living room, never actually gets mad at trolls, and generally has a chill attitude makes him more than just a punching bag for viewers. People watch for the fat jokes, but stay for the likable personality. My only fear is that one day his viewers might also cross some boundaries. We've seen it happen with these other streamers, and it makes me worry about Queso. Fat jokes are clearly a critical part of his brand. Even Jinxy was begging him not to eat him when they played Lethal Company. But what happens when Queso wants to talk about something serious, or just celebrate a well-deserved accomplishment? Will his community know when to stop the insults? As we've gone through these streamers, they've become progressively less character-like and more like their normal selves. Flight is always a character, Jinxy is half playing a character, and Queso is just being himself with a little bit of playing into weight jokes. So who could be at the end of the list? A streamer who is 100% themselves and 100% made fun of for it. Allow me to reveal the most unexpected jester, Nick A30. Nick A30 has had arguably the most unique streaming career on this list. He was already famous during that Ninja era, but luckily enough, accidentally found a way to stay relevant in 2023. Strangely enough, through being family friendly. Back during Fortnite's heyday, Nick A30 was respected as a decent player whose streams had a chill atmosphere. What separated him from the other streamers was his strict policy about keeping things family friendly. Unlike his colleagues, inappropriate jokes and swearing were off the table. And at the time, everyone pretty much just accepted it and didn't make a big fuss about it. But as time went on and Nick continued to stream into 2023, people kind of realized that the way that he acted was actually pretty funny. You see, if there's anything the internet likes to make fun of more than weight or intelligence, it's a corny person. Drake, for example, is ridiculed every day for resembling a cartoon character. There's something about a celebrity who takes themselves too seriously or acts too polite that just makes people want to make fun of them. I mean, just listen to Nick A30's theme song. To add fuel to the fire, Nick A30 was also a bit of a man-child. Not necessarily because he was playing Fortnite, but more so in the way that he did. He hosted custom games where he would try to rally his chat into making epic moments, like all dancing in sync, or playing red light, green light, or even going as far as to coordinate stories of epic proportions.
Quick. Of course, bro, of course. All right, come up and play. If you want to play, come. Go. Come on, you're the last one. Let's go. Come on. Mods, can we ban that guy, please? He was trying to grief.
For a huge chunk of 2023, people were dogpiling on Nick for his immaturity. They were griefing his custom games, making fun of him online, and in doing so, easily made him the center of the internet's attention. It wasn't long before this hazing turned into priceless advertising, as Nick A30's stream had now become more relevant than ever. Before long, people decided to switch from making fun of him to almost admiring his determination, which is something that is extremely common with the internet. Everybody who gets made fun of usually ends up being loved, as the same people who are making fun of them start talking about how the person was actually pretty cool all along. Most of the newfound love surrounded his catchphrase, never back down, never give up, which became an online sensation. Eventually, he decided to get in on the joke himself, which immediately ended the hype. But at least he got some attention while being himself for a while. If there's anything we can tell from the success of these streamers, it's that the bar for being relevant has raised. It's no longer enough to just play games. You have to make your streams a circus. Is that good or bad? Well, I can't really decide. On one hand, I'm all for the internet having a higher standard for what they find entertaining. I think it's much better when people who are willing to go all in get the most attention, you know, rather than somebody who's just like, oh, I'm good at Fortnite. Oh no, I left the stream on again. And I'm a fan of having the top streamers only be the ones who are willing to really get creative. At the same time though, what happens when people get used to these stunts and fat jokes? What if they're only shocking right now and in 5 years, streamers need to do even more to get noticed? Would a streamer have to rise up that outdoes Speed, Queso, and Jinxy? That sounds dangerous. As for now, if you want to be a big streamer, there's no such thing as getting popular online anymore without humiliating yourself. And I'll let you guys decide what that means for society. If you've got thoughts about this new generation of streamers, put them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what other people think of these trends I've noticed. Thanks for watching. I'm Lufa.